Level 1, the lookout. You're 14 years old. You stand on a street corner in Medellin, watching for police. That's your entire job. Watch and whistle. When you see a patrol car turn onto your street, you whistle twice. When you see plainclothes officers walking too slowly, looking around too carefully, you whistle 3 times. When you see military vehicles with soldiers carrying automatic weapons, you run. You do this for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the rain and the heat and the dead of night. You make $50 a month. It's more money than your father makes at the factory, when he can find work at all. It's more than your mother makes cleaning houses for rich people on the other side of the city. Your friends from school think you're lucky. They're jealous. They want to know how to get a job like yours. Your mother doesn't know what you do. You tell her you work at a grocery store, stocking shelves in the back where customers never see you. She wants to believe you, so she doesn't ask questions. You stand on that corner in the sweltering afternoon sun, watching the older guys cruise by on motorcycles that cost more than your house. They have gold chains thick as fingers, and leather jackets, and women who look like they belong in music videos. You want to be them. You dream about being them. You don't know yet that most of them will be dead before they turn 30. You don't know that the motorcycle and the gold chain and the beautiful women are just bait on a hook. You don't know that you're standing at the bottom of a ladder built entirely on corpses. You just know that $50 is more than zero, and watching is easy. You're good at watching. You've been watching your whole life. Watching from the outside while the rich people live in their gated communities and the politicians make speeches about equality that mean nothing. Level 2, the runner. You proved yourself. 6 months on the corner without a single mistake. You whistled when you should have whistled. You ran when you should have run. You kept your mouth shut when the police grabbed you by the collar, slammed you against a wall, and demanded to know who you worked for. You didn't say a word. You took the beating and said nothing. Now you're trusted with product. Small amounts at first. A few grams of cocaine tucked into your underwear, hidden in the sole of your shoe, concealed in a hollowed-out textbook. You deliver to customers in apartment buildings across the city, in nightclubs that don't open until midnight, in parking garages where men in suits hand you cash without making eye contact. You're fast. You know the streets better than any map could show you. You know which alleys connect to which buildings have back exits that nobody watches, which rooftops you can jump between if you don't think too hard about the drop. You know which cops can be bribed with $100, and which ones will shoot you in the back and plant a gun on your body and tell the newspapers you were armed. You make $200 a month now. You buy your first pair of real sneakers, the ones with the brand name that all the kids at school recognize. You buy your mother a new stove because the old one only works half the time, and she burns her fingers on the broken burner. She hugs you and cries and doesn't ask where the money came from. You deliver cocaine to lawyers in high-rise offices with views of the mountains. You deliver to doctors in private clinics with marble floors. You deliver to politicians in gated mansions with guards at the entrance. You see their faces when they open the door, the way their hands shake slightly, the shame and the hunger and the relief all mixed together. You realize something important that day. Drugs don't discriminate. The rich need them just as much as the poor. Maybe more. The rich have more to escape from. They have higher expectations to meet. They have appearances to maintain. Level 3, the street dealer. You have your own corner now, your own territory that everyone knows belongs to you. Your own regular customers who know your face and trust the quality of your product. You have your own runners working under you, kids just like you were 2 years ago, standing on corners and watching for police. You're 16 years old and you have employees. You're running a business before you're old enough to drive legally. You wake up at noon and count money until the sun goes down, sorting bills by denomination, bundling them with rubber bands. Then you work the night shift, standing on your corner, selling grams and 8 balls to whoever has cash. No credit, no IOUs, cash only. You learn the economics of the drug trade better than any business school could teach you. You buy a kilo of pure cocaine for $2,000 from the supplier who trusts you now. You break it down into grams, cut it carefully with baby laxative or baking soda to stretch the supply without ruining the quality. Package it in tiny plastic bags that you seal with a lighter, and sell it piece by piece for $15,000 total. That's a 700% profit margin. No legitimate business in the world comes close to that. You also learn the risks that come with those profits. A rival crew shoots at you one night outside a club where you were celebrating your 17th birthday. The bullet misses your head by 3 inches. You feel the wind of it passing your ear like a whisper from death. You hear it crack into the wall behind you. You can't go to the police because you're a drug dealer. You can't go to a hospital because they ask questions and take reports. You dig the bullet out of the wall yourself, with a knife in your bare fingers, and you keep it in your pocket as a reminder. This is the life you chose when you started whistling on that corner. There's no customer service line to call when things go wrong. There's no quitting. There's no going back to a normal life. You're in this until you're dead or locked up. Those are the only exits. Level 4, the enforcer. You've proven you can sell. You've proven you can manage people. You've proven you can keep your mouth shut under pressure. Now you have to prove something else. You have to prove you can hurt. The organization needs people who can collect debts that words can't collect. People who can protect shipments worth millions of dollars. People who can send messages that can't be sent with phone calls or letters. Your first job is to beat a man who owes money. $3,000, 90 days overdue. He keeps promising to pay and keeps breaking his promises. You find him at a bar on the south side of the city, spending money he claims not to have, buying drinks for friends, laughing like he doesn't have a care in the world. You wait until he goes to the bathroom. You follow him in. You break his arm with a baseball bat, clean and quick, the way you were taught. One swing. The bone snaps like a dry branch. He screams and falls and begs. You tell him 3 days. You tell his friends to tell everyone what happens to people who don't pay what they owe. The money appears the next morning, in full, with an apology and a promise that it will never happen again. Your second job is worse, much worse. A dealer has been skimming product, selling extra on the side, keeping money and cocaine that belongs to the organization. This is theft. This is betrayal. You're told to make an example. You don't want to know what that means, but you learn. You spend 3 hours in an abandoned warehouse with tools you never imagined using on another human being. Pliers, a blowtorch, things that will haunt your dreams for the rest of your life. Afterwards, you throw it behind a dumpster until there's nothing left in your stomach but bile. You tell yourself it was necessary. You tell yourself you knew the rules and broke them anyway. You tell yourself that if you hadn't done it, someone would have done it to you for refusing. The next time is easier. The time after that, you barely think about it. By the 10th time, you feel nothing at all. You become the thing that mothers warn their children about when they tell them to stay away from the bad men. You're 19 years old and you've forgotten